Hello, today I will be demonstrating on how to use Microsoft Excel for statistics. The first thing that will be covered in this video is frequency distribution table. As you can see, we have two ungrouped data today, so we will construct two frequency distribution table. The first step to find the frequency distribution table is to highlight on the data that we have, which is the spots plate. And then click Insert and Pivot Table. After you have clicked the pivot table, this pop-up menu will appear, and then you need to choose the new worksheet and then click OK. After that, you need to click the spots plate, and then you need to drag this spots plate to this row section. And then you need to click the sum of spots plate, and then click the value field settings. After that, make sure you choose count, and then click OK. Once we have clicked OK, then this table will appear. After that, just click on any random data in the row labels, and then right click, click the group, and then it will start at 0, which is the lowest data that we have, and it will end with 6, which is the highest data that we have. In this section, you need to enter the suitable class width for your data. For the data that we have today, the suitable class width is 2, so I just click 2 and then click OK. Then you will have the frequency distribution table. Okay, so now let's move into the next data that we have, which is the height. Okay, the step is just the same. First, you need to highlight all the data that we have. Then click Insert and Pivot Table. Once this pop-up menu appears, choose New Worksheet and then just click OK. After that, just click on this height and drag the height to the rows section. Okay, so now we need to click on the sum of height settings. Then just click on this value field settings. Make sure to click on the count and then click OK. After that, just click on any random data in the row labels, and then right click, click the group. Okay, so for this one, I want my data to start at 1.45, and then the suitable class width for the height data is 0.05. Then just click OK, and then this frequency distribution table will appear. Okay, so that is all for constructing frequency distribution table. Next, we will learn on how to find the measure of central tendency in Excel, which is the mean, mode, and the median. Okay, so in order for us to find the mean of the data, we just need to click on this box and then just type equal sign, average, open bracket, and then just highlight on the data. Okay, after this, just click enter, and then we will get the mean. Okay, so now we can find the mean of the height. We can just use the same method, equal sign, average, open bracket, and then just highlight on the data. Then click enter. Okay, so now we have the mean of the height. Okay, moving on to the mode of the data. So if you want to find the mode of the data, just click on this box and then just type equal sign, mode, open bracket, and then just highlight on the data. After that, just click enter, and then we will get the mode as 2 for the spots plate. Okay, so after that, we can find the mode of the height. Okay, using the same technique, equal sign, MOHD, open bracket, and then just highlight on the data. Okay, so click enter. Okay, so now we have the mode of the height as 1.56 meter. Okay, so moving on to median. To find median, click on this box and then just type equal sign, median, open bracket, drag on the data, highlight the data, and just click enter. Okay, next we can find the median of the height. Okay, using the same technique, equal sign, median, open bracket, then just click on the data that we have. Okay, after that just click enter. Okay, so that is how we find the mean, mode, and median. Okay, so now we will learn on how to calculate the measure of dispersion, which is the variance and the standard deviation. Okay, so in order to find the variance, just click on this box and then just type equal sign, var dot s, open bracket, and then just highlight on the data. Okay, now just click enter, then we will get the variance. Okay, so now let's find the variance of the height. Okay, using the same technique, equal sign, var dot s, open bracket, and then just highlight on the data. Okay, so now let's click enter. Okay, here we will get 0.00651 as the variance for the height. Okay, so now to calculate the standard deviation, we can just use this formula. Just click on this box and then type equal sign, STDEV, that is the short form for standard deviation, dot S, and then open bracket, and then just highlight on the data, then click enter. Okay, so now we will get the standard deviation of the sports played data. Okay, now let's find the standard deviation for the height using the same method, equal sign, STDEV dot S, open bracket, and then just highlight on the data. Okay, so now let's click enter. Okay, so now we already have the measure of central tendency and the measure of dispersion for both data. Lastly, we will learn on how to construct histogram, frequency polygon, and ogive in order to represent our height data visually. Okay, so the first one is histogram. In order to construct histogram, we need to select all the data here, and then we click insert, and then we click the bar chart. Okay, so now we will have our histogram. Okay, let's change the name into histogram. Here it will be our frequency, and this one it will represent our data. Okay, so the next one is frequency polygon. To construct a frequency polygon, we will need to have the midpoint and the frequency of each class. Okay, so now to find the midpoint, we need to add the lower boundary of the data and the upper boundary of the data and divide it by 2. For example, I choose this data here. The lower boundary will be 1.425 and the upper boundary will be 1.525. By adding the two values and dividing it by 2, we will have this one. Same goes to all data. Okay, so now let's create our frequency polygon. First, just highlight all the data and then click insert and then click this one. Okay, we can just delete this blue line, and then as you can see, the range in x values doesn't match with our midpoint, so we can change it by right click and then select data. Okay, so now we want to change the x-axis, right? So just click on the edit for the horizontal axis level, and then after that just highlight the midpoint and then select OK, and then there you go. This is our frequency polygon. The third one is ogive. So in order to create ogive, we need to have the upper boundary from each class interval. Okay, so now in order to construct an ogive, we need to select all the data. We need to highlight all the data, and then we click insert, and then we click on this scatter with straight line and markers. So now this is the ogive from the height data. Okay, so now let's change the title to ogive, since this is an ogive. Okay, so now we already know how to create frequency distribution table, find mean, mode, median, variance, and standard deviation. Other than that, we already know how to construct histogram, frequency polygon, and ogive.